Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Mr. Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country. Mr. Tobin.
Thank you. Warami Nalawa. Hello and welcome to the lands of the Wallamedigal. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians of this part of the country. I wish to thank the university for their acknowledgement of us and for the invitation to welcome you all here today. That acknowledgement is important for our people and much appreciated, particularly by our elders. Education is highly valued in our culture as well. Knowledge meant survival, and our elders are traditionally accorded great respect for their accumulated wisdom and experience. My family descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the Burrabrongal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it. As such, he enrolled his daughter Maria into the Native Institution, a school set up in 1815 by Governor Macquarie himself, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. She studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and ultimately secure some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them, and it became known as the Blackstown, where the present-day city of Blacktown gets its name from. We are very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here today, and with good reason. For your progress progresses us all. Your advancement is our advancement. Now that was perhaps better understood in traditional times when clan groups were smaller and people abided by strict sharing laws. It meant the food that you brought in from your day's activities got shared throughout the rest of the camp. Your skills and good fortune with us enjoyed by all, and your efforts literally nourished the whole community. So you in turn were looked after by them. So we work pretty well when we do it right. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly lived well in many respects, and I use occasions like today to offer them to yourselves as a model or a benchmark on how good perhaps to expect our lives today. See, when Captain Cook arrived here a little over 200 years ago, he described the people he encountered at Botany Bay as one of the happiest people he'd ever met. They had nothing, he wrote, but the tools that they carried. They made shelters from the bark of trees without cutting them down, and harvested food from the land without tilling the earth. In traditional times, everyone was accorded rights to the country or clan area where he or she was born into. So there was no homelessness, and no rich and poor either. Everyone had roughly the same amount of gear, what you could carry. There were no armies or jails or even police. No history of slavery or empire building, no kings. People cooperated to collect the resources that were needed, and then they were distributed according to strict Aboriginal law. Our lands were maintained in their natural state, with rivers clean and unpolluted, and people drinking out of them as they have done here for the past 20,000 years. So this is not an ideal, this was normal life. And I don't think there's any reason why we should expect less for ourselves and our children than what our ancestors enjoyed. Admittedly, there's a lot more of us now, so we just got to get more clever, that's all. So I would suggest that we expect great things from our lives and our future, and do great things. There's still a lot of magic in the world, and opportunities each day to create a future that's worthy of our children. We can do this. We can all do our bit. I'll do mine now by winding up and letting you people graduate. So I'll just wanted to say congratulations to you and your families, and all the best in our collective futures. Thank you. Welcome to country.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the Chancellor of Macquarie University, the Honourable Michael Egan AO. Mr. Egan.
Chris Tobin, thank you very much for your welcome to country. Well, graduands, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and I see we have a couple of little babies up the back, and they're most welcome. We like babies at our graduation ceremonies. In a long ceremony, and they are relatively long, they go almost an hour and a half, it's inevitable that little children, and especially babies, will make a noise, and we have an ironclad rule here. When that happens, under no circumstances are you to take it outside. You're to stay where you are, because none of us are annoyed by the sound of a little child, and in fact we know here at Macquarie from long experience that if a child cries through a graduation ceremony, it's back within 25 years to take out its first PhD. So it's a very, very good sign. Well, it's my very great privilege as Chancellor of Macquarie University to preside at this very important ceremony today. And it is an important ceremony. It's not just an important ceremony for our graduands and their family and friends, it's an important ceremony for the university because it's a sign of our success. So each graduation is a real celebration for us. And I might say, graduands, this academic procession this afternoon is the biggest that I've seen. So you're a very popular group. Well done. But I hope that today will be a happy occasion for all of you because you deserve a happy day in your graduation. But it's only going to be a happy and memorable occasion if you all relax. Some of you look relaxed, but some of you look as though you're heading for the exam room rather than for your graduation. I'm assured you have all passed your exams. I hope so. The worst thing that can go wrong today is that when you come up onto the stage you fall over. That has happened, particularly with young ladies falling out of those big high-heeled shoes. But that's why we have all these people here. They pick you up and send you on your way. So sit back, relax, enjoy the day, because you deserve to take pride, great pride in your graduation. Completing a degree is never easy. You need an intelligent and inquiring mind. You need determination and perseverance, and you need to make many sacrifices. So welcome and congratulations to each and every one of you. Today I also want to welcome, and especially welcome, those of you who are sitting to the side and behind our graduands as their invited guests. Because if you think about it for just a moment or two, you've all obviously done very well too. The very fact that you're here, the fact that you've been invited by one of our graduands to share one of the great days of their lives is proof positive that you've been very important in their lives and very important in the successes that we celebrate today. So mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, cousins, sons and daughters, grandmothers and grandfathers, friends, husbands and wives, partners, boyfriends, girlfriends, lovers or whatever you are, congratulations and thank you for celebrating this great occasion with us. And I don't want you to think either that observing today's graduation is the end of your role, because I have another very important service for you to perform for our newest graduates as they will soon become. I want you to make sure that the degrees they receive today are never ever put in a bottom drawer, but are always proudly displayed in a position of prominence. In other words, if our graduands are too shy to proclaim their own success, please, you make sure you do it for them. Now, the ceremony that we're about to participate in is one of the world's oldest social rituals. For centuries, graduates have been donning robes just like the ones our graduands are wearing today and participating in ceremonies just like this one. Indeed, there are some 50 universities in the world which can trace their history back more than 500 years. Now, Macquarie obviously is not one of those 50 universities. We're only a young university, 50 years of age this year. But in those 50 years, we've come a long way. We now have graduates living in more than 140 countries, and this year, in our April series of graduations, we'll be celebrating our 150,000th Macquarie graduate. Macquarie is a very modern and very outward-looking university. We're regarded as one of Australia's leading research universities, and are currently extending our research as we are our course offerings and facilities. We're always trying to engage with the world around us. We've forged strong alliances with the community and with industry and are keen to establish more. On your way here this afternoon, you may have seen our relatively new Macquarie University Hospital, which is not only used for its primary purpose, of course, of treating sick people, but it's also used by the students and the staff, both the academic and professional staff, in our School of Advanced Medicine. It's a very good hospital, by the way. We're the only university in Australia that has its own private hospital, but it really is a first-class hospital, and I can say that from personal experience. I spent 3 nights there as a patient towards the end of last year, and the standard of care is absolutely excellent, especially when you're the Chancellor. You might also have seen our new library, which provides a 21st century learning and research environment, or perhaps our new Advanced Hearing Hub, which was opened last year and which is a world-leading institute dedicated to advances in hearing, speech and language science. So we're looking forward and we're on the move. We want Macquarie always to be a leader in teaching and learning and a leader in the accumulation of knowledge and understanding. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. And graduands, in just a few minutes, it will be my very great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of that community of scholars we proudly call Macquarie University. Thank you.
Chancellor, I call on Miss Mi-Lin Lee Kim Kyuk, who is graduating today with a Master of Actuarial Practice, to speak on behalf of the graduating group. Mi-Lin.
Chancellor, members of the university, fellow graduates, guests, good afternoon. It is an honor for me to speak on behalf of the graduates today. Originally from Mauritius, a small island in the Indian Ocean, I came to Australia 6 years ago to pursue my tertiary education. After completing an undergraduate degree and honours in finance at the University of Adelaide, I was ready for a new challenge and decided to undertake a master's degree in actuarial studies at Macquarie University. Macquarie University, with an established reputation for its business degrees, its actuarial program in particular was the obvious choice for me. I was very fortunate to be awarded a full scholarship from the university, which gave me the opportunity to pursue these studies. Although I previously graduated from university on 2 occasions, this third graduation is even more special to me. While the past 2 years have been the most challenging years of my life, I also had great moments at Macquarie University. I have learned a lot about myself and definitely do not regret embarking on this journey. Undertaking actuarial studies at Macquarie University has endowed me with a lot of perseverance and I believe made me a stronger and better person. I am sure that all the graduates present today can also relate. Today, we celebrate our achievements and reap the results of years of hard work and sacrifices. It is above all an opportunity for us to acknowledge the contribution of the people who have helped us along the way. On behalf of the graduates, I would first like to express our gratitude to our family, friends, and the staff of the university for their support and encouragement. My deepest gratitude goes to my parents, who traveled a long way to be here today, as well as my brothers and grandparents for their ongoing support and unconditional love. Knowing that they believed in me has kept me motivated and driven throughout my life, and without them, I would not have come this far. To my classmates and close friends, thank you for your support and friendship, be it in good and bad times. I would also like to thank the staff of the Faculty of Business and Economics, especially Associate Professor David Pitt, Associate Professor Leonie Tickle, and Dr. Tim King for always being available and supportive, as well as Associate Professor Stu Wright and Dr. Shane Maggie for giving me the opportunity to do some research work for them. I'm also grateful to the Scholarships Office for their continuous support, without which I wouldn't be here today. Last but not least, I would like to thank the university for providing us with skills, attributes, and a network for us to reach our potential and fulfill our dreams. In the face of future challenges, let's all reflect on experiences and lessons learned at Macquarie University and keep a positive mind knowing that hurdles can be overcome. I would like to end with one of my favorite quotes from Mark Twain. I quote, "20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones that you did do. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, and discover." I guess my message to you is to be proactive and seek opportunities rather than wait for them to come to you. Congratulations, my fellow graduates. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors and a successful career in your chosen profession. Thank you.
Well done, Mei Lin, and congratulations on your Master of Actuarial Practice. Thank you for coming all the way from Mauritius to study in Australia, and thank you for coming to Macquarie University. And just because you've got 3 degrees doesn't mean you can't get some more, and we'd be most happy to have you back here enrolling in another degree. And I'm pleased that your parents have come today to see your graduation, and I especially welcome them, and I welcome parents who have come a long way from wherever they've come to see their children graduate today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the key part of the ceremony, the part of the ceremony which is the reason you're here, and that is the conferring of degrees. But it is the one part of the ceremony that makes me just a trifle nervous, because I'm told that if I confer a degree on someone who's not eligible to receive it, there's nothing I can do to take it back. So I have to make absolutely certain that you're all qualified and eligible today. So I'm going to ask the Deputy Registrar to give me an ironclad assurance that none of you were ever late in submitting an assignment, that none of you ever missed a class, and that you've hopefully all passed your exams. Can you give me that assurance, Jonathan?
Chancellor, I certify that all candidates who are presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees please stand?
Graduands, in the name of the Council of Macquarie University and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees for which you have qualified. Graduates, congratulations.
Please be seated. Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Business and Economics. This is the largest faculty at Macquarie University and is one of the largest in Australia. A broad range of programs in some of the most exciting and topical areas of business and economics are offered, which continue to be in high demand both domestically and internationally. Graduates have recorded employment levels and starting salaries which are well above the average for all Australian business schools. Research in this faculty is cutting edge and innovative, feeding into teaching to give students the best possible learning experience. The faculty includes research and study areas in accounting, actuarial studies, applied finance, economics, management and marketing. Chancellor, I now call on Professor Lucy Taxa, Head of Department Marketing and Management from the Faculty of Business and Economics, to present the graduates. Professor Taxa.
Chancellor, I present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Business and Economics whom you have admitted to the degrees. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Dr. June St Clair Buchanan, for a thesis entitled Corporate Social Responsibility in the Marketing of Electronic Gaming Machines. Dr. Ming Hui Celeste Chai for a thesis entitled Garch Models, an application in the development of a stochastic mortality model with the pricing and hedging of insurance products. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Actuarial Practice. Mi Lin Lee Kim Kyuk. Busayasachi Pueng Nern. Oh, sorry. Busayasachi Pueng Nern. Yuchen Wong. Tao Zeng. Xing Zhao, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Applied Finance, Yan Jun James Wu. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Commerce, Timothy Yao Voon Chong. Jun Hua. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Economics, Bhuvanesh Mewa. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Actuarial Studies with the Bachelor of Economics, Nikita Chalani. Nancy Kwan. Joey Moy. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Actuarial Studies with the Bachelor of Science, Andrew William Locke. Simon McCourt. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the Bachelor of Actuarial Studies, Christopher Armstrong. Rena Chu Suet Ping. Jean Net Koe. Jie Lu. Wei Jun Lu. Janice Wei Z Man. Varun Mulavinith. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the Bachelor of Commerce Accounting, Arnie Richard Cordova. Deba Marabi. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the Bachelor of Commerce Actuarial Studies, Jian Deng. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the Bachelor of Commerce Professional Accounting, Ijaz Al-Huk Az-Iz. Pavle Babic. Emma Bryant. Emily Chan. Raha Daneshju. Manpreet Kaur. Bharati Kiripananthan. Ju Tsing Ko. Plaxidis Kanaka. Jeremy Yi Hing Lee. Karina Lee. Sonia Maybear. Anupam Naha. Reena Kartika Nugraha. Navdeep Singh Ugra. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the Bachelor of Economics. Siddharth Samir Bhav. Robert William Bloxham. Dale Philip Canaway. Thomas Choi. Erin James Connors. Madeline Elizabeth Ebrel. Akash Goyal. Indika Gunaratne. Aaron Thomas Oscar Hines. Claude Matthew LeBlanche. Jasmine Navarro. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Actuarial Studies with the Bachelor of Economics, Puneet Kaur Kalsi. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Actuarial Studies, Ren Xian Ho. Siu Lin Lee. Chun Yun Liao. Yan Sheng Lim. Park Chong Roger Louis. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance, Nur Aquila Binti Abu Qasim. Asif Ahmed. Philip Tung Sao. Ja Mei Chen. Ronald Yat Long Cheng. Wing Tung Choi. Yi Sul Chun. T. Cook Dam. Tang Wen Dong. Jung Shu Dong. Nima Farah. Dean Fremder. Hin Hei Fung. Andrew Travis Hewitt. Adam Richard Horan. Lai Wen Jiang. Ara Ko. Hoi Shing Lai. Lok Fei Lam. Ka Shing Lo. Song Juan Daniel Lee. Wing Na Leng. Gue Wong Lee. Mung Yuan Lee, who has been awarded Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Min Lee. Yi Chi Liang. Cheng Ting Lin. Ming Xuan Lin. Juan Liu, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Chuck Hin Louis. Benjamin Meyer. Alexander Roger George Metry. Pit Lung Nai. Nicholas Ostermeyer. Shail S. Tahal. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Gianni Chen. Hafiz Anas Malik. Sinisha Milinkovic. Tae Dong No. Chester James Salter. Jasdeep Kaur Sambi. Say Han Song. Nicole Marie Tedesco. Sonia Vong. Yan Pang Wai. Chen Si Wong. Tak Sui Lorna Wong. Tian Yue Wong. Yi He Wong. Pathum Mahendra Rampala Wanagasakara. Ben Weissel. Lisa Jean Weissel. Shin Wen. Matthew Joseph Zachary Wheatley, who's been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Luke Alexander Witten. Jack Williams. Monica Wiradinata. Jonathan Chun Sao Wong. John Wu. Kelvin Jia Bao Wu. Qing Shi. Yang Yang. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Professional Accounting, Elizabeth Georgina O'Carroll. Harry Wong. Long Wong. Chien Wong. Sui Gue Wong. Yat-Sun Thomas Wong. Alexandra Cheretich Livoy Window. Jonathan Tek Choi Wong Leong Pak. Ken Shen Wong. Ran Wu. Chancellor, that completes this afternoon's presentation of the graduates from the Faculty of Business and Economics.
Well, now, did you like that? I thought you might. That glorious voice belongs to Angela Brewer, ladies and gentlemen. And you're very lucky that Angela was here this afternoon, because when she's not here, I do the singing. And I have to admit, I'm not quite as good as Angela. Would you like to hear Angela sing a little bit more? Okay, it's very simple. You're enrolled in another degree, and when you come back, Angela will be singing then too. Let's join with me in thanking Angela once more. And the two people sitting at the end of the row in the front are our fabulous musicians, Dr. James Forsyth, our organist, and our trumpeter, Melanie McLaughlin. And sitting behind them against the wall, and also over on this side, are our alumni volunteers who come along graduation ceremony after graduation ceremony to make sure everything goes right on their graduation day. Well, graduates and ladies and gentlemen, it's now my great pleasure to introduce our occasional speaker, Mr. Carl Lee Jun Chin, Executive Director of the TDES Group. Now, Carl is a Chinese-born New Zealand citizen who has lived and worked in New Zealand and Australia for over 15 years. Carl graduated with a master's degree in engineering in China. And as an engineer, in his mid-20s, Carl was promoted to the position of general manager in his firm and tasked with building the latest polyethylene pipe factory in China. Now, leading this successful company exposed Carl to Western culture, and this in turn led him to providing leadership and advice to other Chinese government enterprises. In 1998, as a Chinese expatriate, Carl was transferred to Wellington, New Zealand to explore and develop commercial cooperative opportunities between China and New Zealand. He set up and developed many businesses in close cooperation with leading New Zealand businesses. At the same time, while he was in New Zealand, Carl successfully completed his MBA degree at Massey University. Carl was appointed CEO of Hire Australia Proprietary Limited in 2004, at which time he moved to live in Sydney and began to build the Oceania headquarters for China's largest electronic appliance manufacturer. Leaving the now thriving Hire Group in 2007, Carl established his own entrepreneurial operations, utilising his unique understanding of both Australasian and Chinese economies. He founded TDES, which stands for Technology Development and Equipment Supply Limited in New Zealand, and this company developed a unique product and became a finalist in the 2007 International Petroleum Technology Development Award. The company is now manufacturing and supplying equipment to the petroleum and mining industries and exports 100% of its products to international markets. Today, recognising his unique understanding of Eastern and Western business cultures, Carl specialises in global business strategy advice, specifically the development of greater competitiveness from global restructuring of companies into truly international businesses. Carl is a well-respected business leader in the Australian-Chinese business community. In addition to his commercial endeavours, Carl remains active in the academic community, where he's a part-time lecturer teaching entrepreneurship in Macquarie University here, and he's also a member of the Industry Advisory Board of our Faculty of Business and Economics. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Chin.
Chancellor, members of the academic procession, members of the faculty, staff, distinguished guests, graduates, families and friends, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor to be invited to speak to you on this very special day in this great university. Graduates, today is an auspicious day for you all. a day to celebrate the achievements you have made through your study in Macquarie University, a day that marks a brand new start to your future, a day that finally releases you from your assignments and tests. I'm sure that those close to you here today will all join me in wishing you a brilliant new start in your life and your business careers, the importance of which is the reason I'm here. I would like to share some of my personal life and work experience with you. These have evolved out of my studies. And if sharing them with you helps you, encourage you to strive into a challenging future, then I will have achieved my objective for being here today. I do not have a crystal ball in my hands, so I can't predict what the future holds for you. However, there is one thing I'm sure, and that is you will face many challenges in your new life. You do not know what those challenges are as yet, and they probably be nothing like what you expected. Challenge is a good thing. It helps to make you stronger than what you were before. I started work after finishing my master's degrees in engineering, only after a couple of days after celebrating my 26th birthday. My boss, Mr. Xu, he called me to his office. He told me that our company was going to invest about $12 million to build a polyethylene pipe factory. Because I'm the only one in the company with a master's degree, he decided to appoint me as the general manager to build this factory and leading a team of 60 people. I told Mr. Xu my major was internal combustion engine, and I knew nothing about polyethylene, and I had no training on management. His response was very simple: take the role or get fired. Until today, I could not remember how I left his office and how I got back home. I could not afford to get fired, so the only choice was pick up the appointment. But I was scared to death because $12 million was a huge money. It could easily buy 2,000 luxury cars at that time. And in our city at that time, there were only 2 luxury cars. That night, I was so nervous that I lay on my bed, I could not close my eyes. I did not have any dreams, even a bad one. 3 months after my appointment, I had developed a very bad habit that I just could not sleep on bed. The only place I could sleep was a very hardwood bench, about 20-inch wide, because I knew if I make even a small move, I would fall to the ground, and it would hurt. I have to say, it was one of the most important challenges I had in my life. During that time, I developed my skill in dealing with foreign business partners, understanding the importance and the critical issues in building a team, and most importantly, I gained confidence. Nothing could beat me down after that. Last year, I again set up such a factory in China, employing a similar number of people, but this time, the factory was mine. In 1996, I was 30 years old. I had been dispatched from China to New Zealand to set up the very first overseas subsidiary for the company. The New Zealand airline attendant gave me a arrival card to fill in. I realized that I could not understand 20% of the words on that card. But there was a note that I did know, which says, if you are not sure, then take it. So that was exactly what I did. The consequence of that was I was the last one walk out of the terminal, as I ticked all the wrong boxes, such as I had been convicted, I took drugs, and I carried terrible diseases. It was in the middle of the night. I was the only one left in the terminal, a strange place, without knowing anybody, and I did not speak the language. Language was the biggest barrier for me in this new Western world. I was very angry when I heard people say, "G'day, mate." I thought they were telling me to go die. And I didn't know what does it mean of mate. So I looked it up in my dictionary. The first explanation was buddy and good friend. But I didn't know these people. So that couldn't be the meaning they were using. The second explanation was pairing the animals for breeding. Okay. So when I heard people say, "G'day, mate," I realized it was an insult. So my response was, "You go die, and you mate with yourself." What I want to say, my friend, the challenge is good. Like with computer games, the challenge is nothing but a good opportunity to upgrade yourself and make you more capable. Then how to deal with challenges? It is easy. The answer is do it and keep learning. Right now, you are very well equipped with what you have learned in Macquarie University. It might not be everything you need, but it gives you a foundation of further learning. I enrolled myself in MBA in Massey University in Wellington because I knew nothing about Western business culture. I did not have many business friends in New Zealand. Although my study in Massey resulted in me achieving my second master's degree, but it's also resulted in me forming a business partnership with my classmate, and also gave me the ability to establish a New Zealand branch of the massive Chinese company, Haier. Haier is the #1 home appliances brand in China, but at that stage had no presence in New Zealand. The dominant player in the whiteware sector in New Zealand was Fisher & Paykel. I kept learning from everyone around me, which included Mr. John Bongard, the CEO of Fisher & Paykel. What I did not expect was only after a decade of operating in New Zealand, in 2013, which was last year, Haier purchased 100% of Fisher & Paykel. The good thing of learning in work is that you do not have to worry about a curriculum. You learn what you need through experience. Learning is not only gleaned from academic tests, but also from hand-on experience. What can also be a great fun. This is because everything you learned can be applied immediately in your work and life. I enrolled into MGSM to do my DBA, Doctor of Business and Administration, when I took over the position as the CEO of Haier in Australia, and built the headquarters for Haier in Oceania. It helped me a lot in rebuilding a team after it had previously 2 consecutive failures in Australia. Unfortunately, I did not finish the study, as I had to resign from Haier in 2007 to be able to start my entrepreneurial business in China. However, I received my 3rd master's degree, Master of Art. I never thought that I could be a lecturer in a great university such as Macquarie. I knew I had to learn more if I was to be a lecturer. Because all my previous experience was in engineering and business. So I did a postgraduate certificate on higher education 3 years ago. The learning helped me substantially with my teaching in BBA 220, Entrepreneurship and New Venture Management. Please do not laugh at me, but I just enrolled my 4th master's degree, MRS, in the Faculty of Business and Economics last month. This is to build my way to finish my PhD, because I want to be the best teacher in entrepreneurship I can possibly be. Learning is a very efficient way to equip yourself with new knowledge and make you more powerful in your work and life. The best way of learning is through critical reflection. Dear graduates, facing the challenges and keep on learning are what I believe are most critical for your future. And this is what I want to stress with you here today. I would like to take this opportunity to thank everybody here today and I sincerely wish all graduates have a successful career and that you will make Macquarie very proud of you. Thank you.
Well, graduates, I'm sure you'll agree that was a truly great occasional address. And I think you've been very privileged to have Mr. Chin speak today at your graduation ceremony. And I think you can all see that Macquarie University is very privileged to have him as one of our part-time lecturers. 3 master's degrees is not bad, is it? But it doesn't mean, as Carl pointed out, that you stop there. I wish Carl all the best with his pursuit of his doctorate, which I'm sure won't take too long before it's completed. I think Carl deserves another great round of applause. The other thing that occurred to me listening to Carl was that perhaps we should set up a new faculty here of stand-up comedy, and we'll make him the inaugural professor. Well, graduates, this ceremony marks the end of one stage in your relationship with Macquarie University, but it's certainly not the end of your association with Macquarie. Because from today on, for the rest of your lives, you are part of the bigger Macquarie family, which is our alumni, and part of the network of Macquarie alumni, which now spans the globe. We'll keep in touch with you through our alumni program, which is focused on lifelong learning, lifelong support, and lifelong connections. Our commitment to you is to help you keep in touch and engaged with Macquarie throughout your life. And please, graduates, do make sure to come back to Macquarie, either to undertake more study or to attend alumni events, perhaps just to use our aquatic and fitness facilities, or even if the mood takes you to come back with some friends just to enjoy a picnic down by the lake. Well, graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges. But like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. Believe it or not, you, each and every one of you, can change the world. And you don't have to be a Nobel Prize winner to do it either. Because almost everything you do, in your homes, in your workplaces, and in your communities matters and can make a huge difference. The consequences of every effort, every action, large or small, can reverberate throughout society, through the decades, indeed the centuries. Even something as simple as a kind word or a kind gesture can often be the spark that ignites a great life or a great career or a great achievement. So as Chancellor of Macquarie University, I charge you to use what you have learned, not only for your own benefit, but also for the betterment of the community. I charge you to use the skills and knowledge you have acquired with rigour and integrity, and to commit yourselves to a program of lifelong learning and inquiry. I charge you to recognise the worth and dignity of all people, particularly those who have not had the opportunity that you've enjoyed. I charge you to set high goals and to continue the hard work that has brought you so far. I charge you, wherever you go, to go with all your heart. And in all you do, I charge you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. Now, graduates, I hope also that you'll always remember the people who have helped you along the way, many of whom, of course, are here with you today. So, to acknowledge their contribution and thank them for it, I'm going to ask you now to do a couple of things for me. First, graduates, would you now please stand? Now I'd like you to place your degrees on the seats behind you so that your hands are free, and I'd like you to turn to face your families and friends. And now I invite you to give them a mighty round of applause. Well, now, graduates, you can turn around, but don't sit down because in a moment or two we'll be leaving. But here on the dais are representatives of our academic staff who have turned up in huge numbers this afternoon, who've supported you throughout your journey, and I'm sure you'd like to join me in thanking them as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the official party will now leave the courtyard through the centre aisle and will be followed by the graduates. I would invite everyone to now please stand, and please remain standing until the last of the graduates have processed out. And then I invite all of you to join us in the marquee overlooking the lake for some light refreshments. Well, graduates, I wish you all the very best for the future. And in the words of the old Irish blessing, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Graduates, good luck.